after I published my book on Jane Austen, What Matters in Jane Austen, or when I was when I was composing it, I was invited to give a talk at a sort of graduate research seminar, top British university. I went and gave it, and there were all the people there were either academics or PhD students. I think it would have been different if they'd been undergraduates. It would have been better, but it struck me I could get away with almost anything in terms of if I made a mistake about something that happened in the novel, nobody was going to notice in that room. They were interested in the big ideas, sure. They were all clever people, sure. They'd all read lots of literature of the period. But afterwards I was talking to some of them, and there were people in that room who were specialists in the Romantic period, students who'd never read Emma. I mean, that's like saying, to me, I specialise in sort of late Elizabethan drama, but I haven't read Hamlet yet. That is the equivalent. Go to an audience of the Jane Austen Society, say, in Britain or America, and you better know your stuff. Yes? They will listen to you, and actually they're a pretty undogmatic audience, I think, and they're very open to the idea that somebody like me, and as an academic, will be able to tell them things they haven't already seen before. So it's a great audience to speak to, but you better get it right, because they will notice. And one of my theories is that anybody who gives a talk, about a formal talk, or writes a formal paper or chapter or essay about Jane Austen, about her novels, will always make one mistake. However hard they try, they will always make a mistake, sometimes more than one. And yeah, I remember I gave a talk at Jane Austen Society of North America, AGM, in Baltimore this year, and I checked my talk. And it was a new talk, never given it before, about Jane Austen's use of unusual words. And I went through, where's the mistake? No, there isn't a mistake. But of course, I started giving the talk, and I sort of went off script quite a lot. I went off piste. And in one of them, I mentioned the gift to Mrs. and Miss Bates of the leg of pork in Emma. And it was relevant to what I was saying. And afterwards, several people came up to me and said, thanks, I enjoyed the talk. And more than one of them said to me, just one thing though. The pork, it's not Mr. Knightley who gives it to the Bateses, as you said. It's Emma who gives it to the Bateses. And there was a bit of me which thought, oh, what a relief, that's the mistake. So, and that could be worse. It could be worse. Because Jane Austen is so exact that it's really easy to make mistakes. But this is a very long way of saying that I think that, the audience, the non-academic audience for Jane Austen is often a very rigorous and demanding one.